Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the beginning of a full week of streams for you guys. Today is October 7th, 2020. I'm DSP, in case you weren't sure who I was. You were a little confused, and you were, gee, I wonder who he could be. I am Darkside Phil, okay? Just to clear up any confusion there may be. All right? And so this is my first stream of the week. Now, let's talk a little bit. First of all, just to warn you guys, I have a lot to talk about on this pre-stream. I'm going to try to get through it as efficiently as possible, but I've got a lot of information to relay to all of you today. All right? So please listen up. Let's get right to business, because there's a lot to talk about. First of all, as you guys know, on Monday I was taken down by another false DMCA claim. It's obvious there's no real way to protect myself from these, so if I get a false DMCA claim again anytime soon, we're going to go by the same exact, steps that we did every other time. I will immediately announce on Twitter what is going on. My Twitter is @TheyCallMeDSP, so you guys will know what's happening with the false DMCA claim. Okay? Then I will go live on YouTube. My YouTube is DSPGaming, and we will do an impromptu stream there where we'll basically just talk. What else are you going to do, right? If I streamed games there, I'd be violating the terms of service of Twitch, so we're just going to talk and hang out and have a good time over on YouTube if I have to. Don't want to have to do that, but hopefully we can avoid it. All right. Then I will issue a counter notice to the DMCA department of Twitch, and it's up to them to actually review and grant the counter notice, meaning that the suspension on my Twitch channel that is completely false will be reversed, and then I can stream again. So this has happened 4 times so far this year. Twitch still hasn't done a damn thing to protect me against it. So who knows if and when it'll happen again. Okay? So, let's talk about it. Alright? Sometimes, the DMCA department is able to actually reverse it right away. In fact, the last time this happened, which was in July, they reversed it within 45 minutes. And I was up and running again relatively quickly. Okay? But, they're not always that quick to the draw. On Monday, it took them 3 hours to review and then reinstate my channel, which is bullshit. Obviously, I'm the one who's stuck here, not able to do anything about it. Can't work, can't stream on Twitch when I'm getting struck down by false stuff. I wish that it would be, they have to respond within an hour, but it seems like they could take their time. So, however long it takes, I'll stream on YouTube in the meantime, and then when it comes back, then we'll go back to business. So that's what happened on Monday. I was streaming Crash Bandicoot 4. I only got about 45 minutes into gameplay. I was only halfway through a level, and then I got taken down. The problem is the game doesn't save in the middle of a level. So I got screwed over. I'm going to have to redo that level from the start. So basically I got like 0 progress on the stream. And then the stream didn't come back till I was already offline, on my break for dinner. So I didn't get to play any more Crash 4 on Monday. Now don't worry. Crash 4 will continue. Crash 4 is going to continue and conclude more than likely later this week on the weekend, starting the weekend. And I'm not going to let this hinder my Crash 4 playthrough. It's just unfortunate that people were really enjoying it. I played it 4 straight days, and the 4th day, basically 0 progress because of this bullshit. Okay? Now, once that got reversed and the false claim was removed, I was able to do a late night stream of Fire Emblem 3 Houses. And we did finish up Chapter 20 and headed into Chapter 21, which is exactly what I wanted. Which means the next time I play Fire Emblem will be the conclusion of Fire Emblem 3 Houses, okay? Thank God. We're finally finishing the game that I've been playing since May, and we can move on to other stuff at nights. Thank the Lord. Okay? So, good stuff in that regard, everybody. Now, let's talk a little bit about a lot of things that have been going on recently, because this is pretty important, guys. I made some important changes today that I want you guys to know about. But before we talk about that, let's very quickly talk about my health. As you know, I have a recurring ear infection. I just finished battling it. It was actually Monday of this past week that I stopped using the medicine. As of right now, my ears feel perfectly fine. I have no problem with either ear. I can hear fully. No indications that there's anything going wrong with the ears, okay? As you guys know, I disinfect the office. I just disinfected it on Monday, so I didn't disinfect it again today, but I probably will during the course of this week disinfect everything again, to keep everything clean here. And I bought new pillows on my day off. I bought 2 new pillows that are supposed to be aeration style pillows. One of them is light and fluffy, and it's called like the air control pillow. And basically it's supposed to have tons of air going through it. It's not supposed to create this closed environment in your ear. So I tried to use this pillow last night. And even though I did sleep, the problem is the pillow gives literally no neck support at all. I woke up this morning with a stiff neck because I'm so used to having a very supportive pillow because I used to sleep on a memory foam pillow that now, after sleeping on that for a decade and now trying to sleep on this one, is like, God, my neck is so sore because it didn't give me any support at all. Okay? So it seems to me like I'm going to have to do something, like maybe put a second pillow under it. You know what I mean? Do something to prop it up and give me neck support. Okay? I also bought a second pillow. I bought 2 new pillows. This second one it's so weird. They call it like ice cold technology or something crazy like that. So it's a firmer pillow. All right? It's not a memory foam, but it's a firmer pillow. Now this one, what they've done is they put a casing on it. That's a special material and a special design that's supposed to stay cool to the touch. So unlike a normal pillow where over the course of a night you'd lay on it, it would heat up and create maybe a humid atmosphere on your face or in your ear, this one's supposed to remain cool during the night. And maybe that one will be better. I don't know. I haven't slept on it yet. I'm going to try that one tonight. And we're going to see what happens. All right? I need to basically do something in this situation where I'm not creating a situation where these pillows are messing with my ears. And then I wake up with ear infection. All right? By the way, that ice cold pillow only cost $400, so hopefully it's worth the investment. $400 pillow I got yesterday, okay? No, it didn't cost $400. That would be pretty ridiculous, don't you think? I don't think so. No, it did not cost $400. It was, if I remember correctly, it was on sale. It was between like 30 or 40 bucks. So no, I didn't break the bank buying new pillows. That'd be pretty ridiculous. The $400 pillow. What is it made of? Gold flakes? Platinum? So anyway, I'll let you guys know over the course of the week how things are going with that. All right, so my health is good. And by the way, as I'm sitting here this morning, talking with you guys in stream chat, setting up the stream, I feel something in my right ear. The ear wick came out. So this was the wick that last week the physician's assistant put into my ear, so that as I administered the medicine over the course of the week, it would absorb into my ear better, even though it was completely swollen up. Well, it finally dried out because I haven't been using the medicine now for 2 days, and it came out of my ear today. So that's cool. That's exactly what was supposed to happen. All right, and now hopefully I'll be good, and we won't have any further ear infections. I guess we'll see what happens. Okay? All right, so that's it for my health. Now let's talk about all the shenanigans going on my streams recently. All right, guys, so FYI, if you guys haven't noticed, this last month has been pretty wild. We've seen sky-high tips and sky-high cheers, but we've also seen really bad shenanigans in regards to monstrous chargebacks that I've been receiving against my PayPal account for these tips. It's gotten so bad that every day, this particular person who's doing the fake tips, is literally coming in and now trying to impersonate other viewers using their names, all right, in order to try to claim their identity and make me think that it's them tipping and not this false tipper who's maliciously using stolen credit card numbers to tip me, only so that it looks like I'm doing good, and then within 2 weeks to a month, I get a charge back against the account to take the money back because I get a notice saying that basically this was a stolen credit card and, you know, this was not an authorized transaction, okay? Now, previously, when I used to get chargebacks, they weren't that big of a deal. Reason being, it wasn't stolen credit cards. It was, okay, someone with their real credit card lying, trying to say, oh, I didn't mean to do this transaction or whatever. And as long as I could prove that it was a legit transaction with a person behind it who obviously knew what they were doing, I would usually win the chargeback. The problem is this guy is actually using stolen credit cards. He's going to the dark net or the black market for these credit cards. He's buying them, and then he's using them on my account to do false tips. And of course, these people, unbeknownst to them, what's going on with their stolen credit card numbers. So they're telling their companies this isn't authorized, and then basically they're getting their money back, but it screws me over. All right, this is one thing. If this happened every once in a while, this is happening daily now. Okay, it's so bad that every single day I'm getting these false tips, and I'm having to, a lot of the times now, identify them and refund them immediately. But it's a huge hassle to the streams. When I get a contribution, I want it to be legit, so we can count it towards the tips goal, so we can celebrate, we can see how I'm doing, and we can have a good stream. I don't want to be skeptical about every single tip that I get and have to wonder, gee, is this real or is this not? You know what I mean? It's really frustrating in that regard. We shouldn't have to do that. We should just be here to have games and have fun, not be having to go over every single fucking contribution with a fine-tooth comb, right? It's really bad. So because this has been happening recently, I researched into what's going on and how these tips are coming through. And what I've researched revealed the following information. Every single time that this guy is doing it, he is abusing the anonymous checkout system of PayPal. What that means is that PayPal has a way to send funds anonymously. You don't need to enter a name. You don't need to enter an email address. You don't even have to put on any information at all. All you need to do is say express checkout and put in a credit card number, and then you can send funds. The problem is it's not secure at all. Like, anyone could do this with any credit card number. There's no verification process at all, and then it makes it easy for chargebacks later. Okay? Now, after doing the research, I found out that, for me anyway, the way to basically protect myself from this chargeback fraud is to actually have people who are going to tip me need an actual registered PayPal account. Okay? That means they would have to actually put in their real name, their address information, their email address, and yes, in some cases, I believe, actually having to link like a bank account to it, having a real PayPal account, not some phantom checkout account, right? That's completely full of shit. So, if that happens, if someone actually contributes to my streams via that kind of a PayPal account, I get qualified for what's called seller protection. Now, am I selling anything on my streams? No. As you guys know, my streams are absolutely free for you to watch, and no one's required to contribute whatsoever to my streams. However, PayPal is still under the impression, I know this is incredibly outdated and stupid, but PayPal is still under the impression that people who use the site are buying things on eBay. I know that sounds dumb, because it is, but PayPal still thinks everyone's buying and selling crap on eBay, which they're not. eBay is very outdated. And at this point, I rarely even know anyone who trusts eBay because of all the stupid fraud and shit that happens over there. So, because of that, they think that every single transaction is a purchase, which it's not. And they qualify me for seller protection as if I'm selling an item if people actually tip me with a registered PayPal account. What this means is after the fact, as long as I can provide legitimate info that, okay, this person tipped me here, here's what they said, this is legit, this isn't someone, didn't happen, and it's not like I'm lying about it, here it is, then I will actually keep the money. All right? And this is the difference between, for example, 2.5 years ago, Tutankhamun, that genius level person who came on my streams and tried to take over my streams for about 2 months with cheers, subs, and tips, and then he tried to get everything back after 2 months, and it didn't work because he actually had a registered PayPal account and he was doing it with his own stuff, his real stuff. And then when he tried to charge it back after the fact, I said, no, I have evidence of 2.5 months where this guy was tipping me, and look at all the interactions we had, and he was in my stream chat, and here you go. And because I had that evidence, I kept everything. That's the difference between that and this guy now who's every day using anonymous checkout to tip me. So, the reason I'm explaining all of this to you is because I have changed the process by which you tip me. If you like my streams, please tip me. I rely on tips on a daily basis to get by. It's one of my major sources of income. Alright, just being honest with you. And tipping is the way that I afford things week to week. Like yesterday, when I went grocery shopping, when I went to the dump, when I bought pet supplies, when I bought these pillows, that was all your tips. That was your tips over the course of the week that paid for that. In fact, it was mostly the tips from Monday, where you guys came out in droves to support me after the false DMCA takedown. Those tips were basically paid for everything during the day for me. Okay? So, please, if you like the content, if you like the channel, if you support it, please tip me today. But, if you go to tip me today, you're going to notice something different. In order to tip me, Streamlabs is going to require you to log in. What does that mean? It means you need a valid account of some sort that's verified. Now, from what I thought, it was just like Streamlabs, but apparently it's not. Apparently you can log in with various things. I heard you can log in with like a Twitch account. You can log in with PayPal. There's many different things you can use to log in. All right? But it requires that extra step to verify you're a real human actually trying to tip me rather than some asshole using a stolen credit card and trying to do it anonymously. So this extra step is going to allow me to identify people when they tip. So that way, for example, let's say we get a guy who actually is trying to fraudulently do shit. I can ban him from contributing. And this is the problem. When people are doing it anonymously, how do you ban someone who's doing it anonymously? You don't, so they can get away with it again and again and again. This way, requiring the login should allow me to stop fake contributors when they're trying to do these chargeback tips, all right? I don't know if it's going to work or not. This is the very first day I'm doing it, all right? So this is very much an experiment. I need your feedback. If you're someone who's going to tip me today, and I want you to let me know about this process. Did it make this process way harder for you? Were there any difficulties in doing it? Were you prevented from doing it? I need feedback. I need data to work with so that I can figure out if this is a viable change or not. So far, I've already gotten 3 tips this morning, all right? And I can tell you one of them is from a regular. I don't know about the other 2, but it looks like so far so good, okay? So what I'll say is this. Thank you in advance for contributions. Let me know how this process works today. This is very much an experiment. I'm working with you to try to figure out improvements to the system. I don't want my streams to be completely derailed by some asshole breaking the law, creating fraud, and doing felonies by using stolen credit cards every day on my streams. I just want to have games and have fun. And yes, I want to celebrate when you guys contribute to keep the streams going and help me out. I don't want this to be constantly derailed, and I don't want to be sitting in my PayPal account reviewing every single tip to see if it's real or if it's some asshole using an anonymous checkout process. Okay? So, please understand the change and please let me know how this is working. So any of you today who tip, I would appreciate your feedback directly today. Please let me know how it goes. Okay? Sound good? And by the way, yes, the tips goal is in effect. If we have $50, I'll put on the gunner glasses. 100 will put on the vest. At this point, I think every vest is eligible, but was it the red? Because we did not hit the tips goal Monday night. So I think we're still the red vest, if I remember correctly. So I think every other vest is eligible. And thank you in advance to anyone who contributes, by the way. So before we go into the next segment, which is going to be about the cheers recently, because we need to talk about those. Here's the deal. This week, things are very, very tight for me. What does that mean? It means that this week, I'm in a situation where because of all those crazy chargebacks, all right, basically I'm going from zero. I have like no funds right now. Seriously, I have like nothing. Do I have money in the bank? I do. But that money's supposed to be there to pay bills. And if I spend that money on anything this week, there's potential that I might not have money to pay my bills. You see what I'm saying? I don't want that to happen. I've been in a situation this year, I haven't had to live paycheck to paycheck because you guys have been so supportive with things like the vestry. This is a unique situation where this guy screwed me over with so many chargebacks behind the scenes that were unexpected that now I'm in a situation where I have no money right now. Now, here's the truth of the matter. I will have money next week because I'll get paid by Twitch. Twitch pays me for my streaming stuff around the middle of the month. Usually the latest day they do it is the 15th. Sometimes they'll do it a little bit earlier, but the latest they usually pay me by is the 15th. So that's 8 days from now. So if I can make it from now to the 15th, I can tell you right now, it looks like I should be good, and we'll talk about that in a moment because the big cheers that have been coming in, I want to discuss those a little bit. But I need to get there. All right? So this week, uniquely, I know I haven't had to do this in a long time. I do really need your guys' support because if I don't get, tips this week, I have no money to do anything with unless I completely drain money from my bank account, which means I can't pay the bills behind the scenes, which is not good. It sucks that this is the situation. It does. I don't want to be in this situation. I haven't been in this situation all year, but this week in particular, I'm not kidding. Would you guys like to know the truth? Would you guys really like to know the truth? All right, this week, you ready? This is not an exaggeration. I hope you guys are over $1,700 in chargebacks. over $1,700 in chargebacks this week. Yes, I haven't talked about it to that extent, but a lot of stuff happened over the past couple of days. So because of that, yeah, I have no money. You know, like I told you guys, I got a lot of fake tips last month that I held on to just in case this was going to happen, and they all the chargebacks hit this week. That's not good. Almost $2,000 in chargebacks means I have no money. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. I really need your help right now. Okay? So, if you would like to help, if you would like to support, you want to see me continue to be able to afford stuff this week, but also afford new games, because I'm trying to buy a game for Friday. Excuse me. Please tip me. Alright? Please tip me. Type exclamation point tip in the stream chat, brings up the link. And if you are tipping me, please let me know how it goes with this new system requiring you to log in. Okay, guys? Thank you. Now, let's move on. You may have noticed, recently we had a lot of big cheers around here. In the month of September, I got 3 giant 100,000-bit cheers from someone called Overpowered Boon. This is obviously a reference to the meme from my Fallout New Vegas playthrough where I felt that Boon was a very overpowered follower. He would follow me around and instantly get headshots everywhere I went. There's even a song about it that we listen to every single day on the pre-stream. It's the Boon remix, right? So that's awesome, all right? Now, the thing is about cheering is it takes a while for me to see any positive benefit from a cheer. Usually, when you get a cheer, the next month, you'll get the positive benefit from it. You have to wait about a month of waiting time, okay? So, if those cheers were legit, which I hope they are because I've been checking every single day. I've been checking the stats for the month, and everything points to that they're legit. You would think that after them being there for 2 to 3 weeks, if they were going to be fake, by now, Twitch would have taken action and removed them or whatever. They have not, okay? So it still looks good in that regard. And if that does happen, if they do stick, then that means that when I get paid by Twitch this month, things should be pretty good. It means that I'm in a situation where, all right, you know, I can now pretty comfortably afford the things, you know, in the next month or so, no problem, all right? So we'll see what happens. And again, knock on wood, not that I'm superstitious, but with all the crap that's been happening to me recently, I really have to be careful about what I consider is real or not, because I don't know what's real or not, all right? So if those cheers are real, then that means I should be all right once I get paid by Twitch this month. All right, but the problem is I need to get there. That's over a week away. So please, if you can, tip me this week so I can afford shit this week. Being honest here, I have no money to do it besides that. All right? Okay. Now, you may notice something. If you take a look at the cheering leaderboard right now, you may say, holy shit, what is that? Right? What on earth is that? Well, guess what? Excuse me. Guess what? Hold on, I got distracted. Oh, you may have noticed that the cheering leaderboard has someone named Big B Wolf up there, right? And you may take a look and be like, holy crap, Big B Wolf, you know, that's crazy. 300,000 bits. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday night, when I was streaming Fire Emblem Three Houses, Endgame, you know, finishing up Chapter 20, heading into Chapter 21, which is the final chapter of the game, this person named Big B Wolf came by and did 3 100,000 bit cheers. It was hilarious because we hit a hype train, and the hype train completed at 1,780% or something like that. So we like 17 times over, we hit the tier 5 hype train, and everyone got a tier 5 hype train emote. Alright, it was pretty nuts. So, I don't know who Big B Wolf is. Much like Overpowered Boon, I don't know who Big B Wolf is. Big B Wolf is obviously the main character of The Wolf Among Us, but I don't know who this person is. I don't know if this is the same person who was Overpowered Boon or not. I don't know why they would have created a new account to do these cheers. I have no idea what's going on. Alright? If this sticks, that would be amazing. Alright? It would be amazing. But I don't know if it's going to stick. I hope, like Overpowered Boon, these are real. And if that's the case, then come November, when I see the positive benefit from these cheers, that will be great. And in fact, that would pretty much cover all the cost of everything going on, including the cost of the PS5 and the accessories for it, the cost of all the games throughout the rest of the year, and this would actually help me out with taxes and everything. This would help me out tremendously, okay? Tremendously. But it has to be real, which I hope it is, you know? We're going to see. We're going to see what happens. So, I just wanted to throw that out there because, you know, you see it on the leaderboard and people are like, what the hell is this? When did this happen? You know, it was one day night during the Fire Emblem stream. Pretty crazy, right? Will it happen again? I have no idea, but it's kind of wild. And if this is a real person who is contributing with these cheers to help the channel and to help me and to keep me going, thank you so very much. Seriously, like, this is going to help so tremendously. You have no idea. This is going to really help me out right now. So thank you. Okay, guys? So, in summary, physically I'm feeling much better. All right? I'm taking steps to stay healthy and be here every day for you guys on the streams and not get sick again. I have a follow-up appointment with a doctor, an ENT, ears, nose, and throat doctor, coming up later this month. We'll see what happens, but hopefully I can stay healthy because of my disinfecting and using new pillows. Everything's different now, okay? As for the streams, because of rampant chargebacks against my streams, I've implemented a new system by which you must log in order to tip me. Please give me feedback today if you are going to tip me on how this works. If this has become more of a hassle for you, if it was easy, I need to know. I need feedback to know how this is working. This should stop someone from doing an anonymous checkout tip and doing credit card fraud on a daily basis, okay? In addition, I've gotten many large cheers, which is very nice. I hope that they're legit. So far, they look legit, but there's really no way to verify, so we'll see what happens. But this next week, things are incredibly tight for me. I'm starting from zero. I have no money because of over $1,700 in chargebacks that I received over the course of the last week. So if you want to help and support, so I actually have money to do stuff when I go out on Tuesday this week, you know, please contribute via tipping. It helps a ton. Every day we have our usual tips goals, and you guys know there's rewards and everything. I appreciate that very much. Okay? There you go. There's the summary. Now you know what's going on. Now let's talk about the actual streams. Today, right now, it's the conclusion of Super Mario Galaxy. What do we have left in the game? Well, we got one more regular star. We got the final Bowser stage. Okay? And then after that, it's post-game, where it unlocks all the purple star stages. You go back through the worlds and you try to fly and get the purple stars, right? Once that's done, to my knowledge, there's nothing left except, I guess the game unlocks Super Luigi Galaxy mode, where basically you can play as Luigi in the game, and you can go through the entirety of the game, getting all the stars again as Luigi. Will I be doing that? No. I am not going to be doing that. I don't want to replay the entire game from the start. That's kind of ridiculous. That's like if you're a super fan of Mario and you want to get every last drop of content out of the game. You want like you have a washcloth and you're squeezing the washcloth to get every drop of content. All right. Then you would do that mode. What I'm going to do today is we're going to get all the regular stars. We're going to do the purple stars. We're going to see what time it is. If there's extra time left on the stream, then yeah, maybe I'll replay part of the game as Luigi. But outside of that, I am not going to go back to it. Today will be the final stream of Super Mario Galaxy, and then we're concluding the playthrough, all right? Thank you guys. It's been a great playthrough. You know, you guys helped me out with the hidden stars and stuff that I didn't understand the first time around when I played this 9 years ago or 8 years ago. So I really appreciate your help. It's been very much a much better playthrough this time around than the first one, and, you know, I really enjoy getting all the secret content. Can't wait for today, okay? All right, later tonight, it is Batman Return to Arkham City, late night Riddler fun. What we're going to be doing is going to other areas in the game that we've been to already, such as maybe the Wonder Tower Underground and stuff like that, trying to get the final Riddler trophies that I have not gotten yet. All right, we're working on it, and at this point, we've gotten a ton of them. And we're close to getting near the end where we're going to have them all and take on the final Riddler boss fight. But it takes such a long time to do. I really enjoy these streams because not only are we trying to figure out riddles together, but also we just kind of hang out and have a good time and, you know, relax, talk. So I'll be here tonight with that. I hope you'll join me for that later tonight. Okay? Tomorrow, it is the return of Ask the King. I have not done an Ask the King Q&A show since July. So, 3-month wait. Hopefully the wait was worth it. I do need to say this, guys. Please post up your questions, all right? The more questions you post up for this show, the better it's going to be. And I really need more questions submitted. Especially now with all the stuff going on recently, maybe you have some pertinent questions for me. Please post them up. type !, Ask the King into the stream chat to post up your questions on the forums. Okay, guys? Please do. I appreciate that. Now, that'll be tomorrow. FYI, Ask the King starts later than the normal stream. Alright? Now, interesting thing to bring up here today, because I got an email overnight from someone. They're a longtime viewer and fan. And they proposed something interesting that I want to propose to you guys today, and I'm also going to propose this during Ask the King tomorrow. Okay? Should Ask the King not move forward as it always was as a standalone show, but instead, when I do a special marathon, for example, we just did the Rage-a-thon. We've got the Halloween marathon coming up. There's going to be a Christmas marathon. Instead of doing this as its own standalone show every 2 or 3 months, should I have it as an hour to hour and a half segment during those shows? And that way, it'll keep the show a little bit more interesting. There'll be more variety of stuff rather than just me playing games the whole time. And it means I don't have to stop doing my regularly scheduled gameplay streams in order to do it. It'll just be part of a marathon. Okay? I'm posing this to you because people want to see Ask the King continue. It's one of my longest running series in the 12 years I've been a content creator. It's one of the few things that I've been doing that has continued. Many other things have gone by the wayside. DSP Tries It only happens for special events. The weekly preview is now defunct. Release day unboxing is now defunct. Channel updates are now defunct. You see, all these things change over time. The Ask the King is the one kind of relic, the remnant from the old days. All right? So that being said, I need your feedback. Of course, a lot of people right now are saying we don't want to Ask the King at all, just cancel it in the stream chat. So I'm taking that to heart. I'd like to hear from others. Obviously, tomorrow when I'm doing Ask the King, I might get more pertinent feedback because those will be people tuning in just for the show, and I want to know what do they think about it. Okay? So we'll see. All right? We'll see what happens. Okay? So tomorrow's Ask the King. Tomorrow night, it is the premiere of Season 2 of Fall Guys, including a new medieval theme, tons of new skins and outfits, all right, at least 1 to 2 brand new stages in the game, and the premiere of Thickest Bonkus. What is Thickest Bonkus? Well, I won't spoil it for you. You can check it out on social media, or you can just tune in tomorrow night to find out. But basically, there's a bunch of new stuff going on in Fall Guys, starting tomorrow. Okay? I hope you'll join me for that. That should be exciting. You guys like when I play Fall Guys for sure. I like playing it. So, I hope that you will tune in tomorrow night. On Friday, as long as things go well between now and Friday, what I mean by that is as long as, I'll be, okay, can I be transparent here? As long as I raise enough tips. It's that simple. As long as I raise enough tips, I'm going to be playing a new game on Friday, Amnesia: The Dark Descent. There's an Amnesia collection available on PS4 Pro that includes both the original Amnesia and the sequel, okay? As long as things are going well this week and I can afford to drop money on a game, I'm going to be getting that, and we're going to start that up on Friday, okay? So we'll see how things go between today and tomorrow in regards to, how much I can raise on the streams, and as long as things go well, I'll be getting that, and we'll be starting Amnesia: The Dark Descent on Friday. Why am I doing Amnesia again? Because when I played it many years ago, I did not give it a fair shake. I only played it for about 2 hours. I was basically really mean to the game. I did not take the game seriously whatsoever. Instead, I just constantly made fun of it and said it wasn't scary. Because at that point back then, I kind of felt that games like Amnesia, games like Five Nights at Freddy's, games like Slender Man were basically making a group of content creators that I felt were fakers very popular and rich. And it's true. There's a certain group of streamers. They were all very similar content creators. All got popular for playing these survival horror games on PC, screaming at the camera like a sissy, and because people thought that was funny, they would come and contribute to their streams and their YouTube videos, and these people became wildly popular to the point where some of them are millionaires today. That's not an exaggeration. That's an origin story. That actually happened. And I was so angry at that, because here's someone like me who's genuine on the streams, or genuine in my content. I didn't overact. I wasn't putting on a show. I was trying to be a legit, real person for you when I played games. But it seemed like I was actually being punished for being real. If I had just overacted like these idiots did constantly, I probably would have gotten popular, right? way more popular than I ever was. So when I played this game, I was completely unfair to it. I basically ripped at a new asshole constantly, saying it's not funny, or excuse me, it's not scary. People are just overacting, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't even really try to seriously play it at all. All right? And that's not fair. This is kind of another situation like the Minecraft situation, where I just hated on it for years. And then when I finally played it, I was like, this is actually pretty fucking good. Like, I understand now why people like Minecraft, right? So starting this Friday, I want to do a legit playthrough of this game where I actually treat it fairly. People actually say that this game is not just full of jump scares, that it's not a cheesy piece of crap horror game, that it's actually quite good. This is the game that inspired many other horror games that I've played. So I want to give it a fair shot. In fact, I played Soma, which was the next game from these guys, and I actually really liked Soma. So you would think if I actually give this game a fair shake, I might actually really like it. Okay? So I am going to do that starting Friday, as long as things go well enough this week with tips and everything, and I can, basically that's viable to buy a game right now. I'm going to do that. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. Friday night, Street Fighter returns. Old school Street Fighter throwdown stream, or throwback stream. Late night on Friday. It'll be the nighttime stream. Then on Saturday, the return of Crash Bandicoot 4. After basically not being played all week because Monday's false DMCA takedowns. And then, I'd be doing all different stuff all week. Crash 4 will return this Saturday as a major gameplay stream. Okay? Saturday night should be the conclusion of Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm going to finish the game officially, 100%. Put a stamp on it. Finish it up, right? Finally, I'm going to beat it. And I'm excited for that. I hope you guys are excited to finally see how it ends, because I have no clue. According to the plot of the game, I've done everything and beaten every enemy. So I have no idea what the end of the game is going to be. I'm completely stumped. I don't know what to expect. We're going to find out on Saturday night. I'm going to finish that up. Then on Sunday and Monday, it'll either be more Amnesia or more Crash 4, depending on what you guys want. I'm probably going to do another Fall Guys stream one of those nights. And it'll also be the official return of Animal Crossing to my late night streams. We'll finally have a chance to play it. The fall update is out. There's new stuff in the game, including pumpkins, including candy, being able to prepare to craft Halloween costumes and stuff. So I want to basically have a nice late night chill stream of Animal Crossing one of those nights. All right? So that's going to be the streaming week. Now, next week, of course, again, it'll be the continuation and possible conclusion of Crash 4, and probably the conclusion of Amnesia. Next week, there's actually going to be multiple new games to play, all right, including the new Amnesia game called Amnesia Rebirth, which is why I feel it's actually important for me to play the first Amnesia, just in case there's a connection between the two, and the new Pokemon DLC, which is the final thing. What is it called? I forgot it again. It's like something, oh my god, I forgot the name of it again. I can never remember the name of this Pokemon DLC. Every single effing time. I forget. Is it like the Frozen Coast? Is it, Glacial Isles? I can't remember. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, that's coming out. I think that's coming out around the 22nd. And then after that, there's new releases. The next week, there's tons. You've got Crown Tundra. That's what it's called. The Crown Tundra. I'm not even close. I can't remember the name of this. The Crown Tundra. Okay, thank you guys. And then, it'll be at the end of the month. We got Watch Dogs Legion. Also, Little Hope, the new horror game from the Dark Pictures anthology, makers of Man of Medan and Until Dawn. And then, of course, we got my Halloween event at the end of the month, which, by the way, leads right into my next transition. Please continue to nominate games for my Halloween event by typing !marathon into the stream chat. And please continue to vote on the type of costume for that event by typing !costume into the stream chat. Sadly, I've been so busy recently. I haven't had a single chance to look at costumes around here. Like yesterday, I had so much to do yesterday. I had to go to the dump, grocery shopping. My wife had an appointment we had to get to. We had to get pet supplies. We were running around like crazy yesterday. Of course, I had to get pillows, right? And we were running around so much, I didn't have a chance to look at Halloween costumes. It sucks because here we are. It's the 7th of October. Essentially, I've got 3 weeks left, and I haven't even looked yet. Next week, I know for a fact, I think I have a haircut appointment, and I think we actually have another appointment we need to go to. So if that's the case, like, again, I don't know if next week I'll have a chance. But please keep voting. All right? Please keep voting on the type of costume. I'm going to basically have that poll open for 1 to 2 more weeks. And when we determine the style of costume, then I can actually go get something. All right? Fair enough? Okay. All right, and that's it for all of that stuff. We can now move on to, like, some current event stuff that I'd like to talk about. But again, one final reminder, please, guys, I need your help right now. You know, please tip me if you can. No contributions are not mandatory, nor are they expected on my stream, but I really need help this coming week. Before I get paid by Twitch, I need your help. So please help me if you can. Okay? Thank you. All right, let's move on. A couple topics I'd like to discuss, all right? Here's the first one. I actually made a tweet about this last night. I did not expect it to be this popular. Well, overnight got over like 100 likes, which I never get. I never get a lot of likes on Twitter. Never. People stay away from my tweets because they feel that my tweets, if you like them or you respond to them, that you'll get harassed by my trolls, which is true. But in this case, I made a tweet last night, all right? And I'm actually going to read it to you word for word and explain to you my methodology here because I want you guys to understand something during this very, very busy time in the United States, all right? Here we go. I'm going to read this to you word for word. So I tweeted this last night as I was going to sleep. So it's really tough for me to not talk about politics in the USA right now, especially with all the recent events. But I won't because I respect all of you to be intelligent enough to judge for yourselves and to make your own decisions. I'm just like you. I'm not any better or smarter for sure, laughing out loud. And I truly feel this way, okay? I feel that I don't know any better than any of my viewers. I don't feel like I'm some kind of a guru or a figurehead or someone who's going to stand on a soapbox and tell you, you need to vote this way, you need to vote that way, you need to save the country by doing this or that. I'm not that person. I'm a person who plays games with you guys every day and has fun doing it. Period. That's the only reason I'm here. That's the reason I started doing this 12 years ago, and that's the reason I want to keep doing it in the future. I am not someone who feels like I'm so much smarter than you that I need to tell you how to act to save the country or do the right thing or this or that. It's ridiculous, all right? You guys even know, I've talked about this from time to time. Politically, I don't side with either major political party here in the United States. I'm someone who goes on my own personal belief system, my own morals, and sometimes I feel maybe one side could be in the right, and sometimes I feel the other side could be in the right. But there's absolutely, all right, no reason at all for me to tell you what I feel about these political issues going on. And by the way, admittedly, this past week with all the crazy shit going on in our political climate, with the president getting coronavirus and the reaction of everyone to it and how it's been handled, it's been a fucking shitstorm. This country is a big bowl of swirling toilet of shit, and something's gonna flush come the election in November. Either the turds or the piss are gonna flush. We're still gonna have some disgusting duty and feces in the bowl no matter what, but something's gonna flush once this election goes through. But I'm not gonna be here to tell you what's better. Do you want to? It's like the angry video game nerd said once. All right, when he was describing a video game, he's like, playing this game is like standing in a river of shit while a rain of piss is coming down on your face. So, do you leave your head above the surface level of the river and, you know, drown in the piss? Or do you dip below and take on the shit? I don't know. I don't know what's better. Why would I tell you that? Why would I care? Right? Why would... I'm here to have fun with games. You're not going to hear me all of a sudden talking about political topics. You're not going to hear people try. Oh, trust me. People try to derail my streams with politics. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? What about this politician? I'm not doing it. I'm not playing that game. You know, I feel that my viewers should be intelligent enough to figure out for themselves whether or not they should vote, if they're voting, who they should vote for. I'm not going to be here and say, you got to vote no matter what. Who am I to tell you what to do? It's your own choice, right? It's your own choice. That's part of being an American, is you have a choice to do whatever you want. You could vote, you could not vote. You could vote for this side, you could vote for that side. You could fucking write in Mickey Mouse as a presidential candidate if you want. You can do whatever the fuck you want. That's part of being an American. If I were here on my stream, standing here and telling you, you got to do this, you got to do that, that's when I've overstepped my bounds as a content creator, and I feel that I'm smarter or better than you, and I'm never going to do that. So I hope you guys understand this, and I also hope, and this goes hand in hand, with all the other content creators out there who are doing just that. You need to understand that. When they're doing that, they're telling you they're smarter than you. I'm better than you. I'm smarter than you. I have to tell my dumb viewing audience what to do. That's essentially what they're doing. Every single person who does that is doing that. So you need to realize how these people treat their audiences and what they think of really about you, you know? So think about that when you're watching other content creators. That's what I always said this over the years. People say, well, Phil's hating on other content creators. No, I'm not. You know what I'm doing? I'm challenging my viewing audience to actually be a little bit more aware of what's going around them and to actually realize who you support, right? You need to open up, have a bigger view, a bigger world view of what's going on around you, and realize that if those people are doing it, they're probably doing it for a reason. They're not doing it for the greater good. They're doing it because somehow they're going to benefit out of it. Somehow they feel, you know, you got to do it, guys. You got to understand that. Someone who's actually here to have fun with you on a daily basis, that's what I was here for 12 years, or someone who's here to dictate to you what they feel the world should be molded to their own worldview, and they're going to use their viewing audience as a proponent of their own views. You see what I mean? It's very different. I hope you understand that. Let's have a good time on today's stream and not worry about politics, right? While every other content creator out there is only talking about politics and news, we're going to have fun with Mario. Fair enough? I hope you understand. I hope you appreciate that. I hope you understand that and you know where I'm coming from with that, because I actually respect you. I respect you enough to not fucking annoy the fuck out of you with this shit. Okay? Fair enough. All right. Continuing on. Some news. First of all, it's been announced there is going to be a new Resident Evil movie from the people who made the other Resident Evil movies, but it's actually going to be a movie about Resident Evil. Huh? Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, for the last 15 plus years, there have been Resident Evil movies that have nothing to fucking do with the games of Resident Evil. It may have some characters with the same names as the people in the Resident Evil games. It may even have some common themes like a zombie apocalypse and Nemesis and shit like that. But let's face it, those Resident Evil movies are not the plot of Resident Evil at all. Alright? It makes no sense. It's weird. They went on their own fucking oddball tangent with a character Alice who doesn't exist in the games, has nothing to do with anything. It's very fucking weird. Alright? So now, only 20 years later, they actually figured out, oh shit, these Resident Evil games are kind of popular. Maybe if we actually made movies about the games, we'd be successful. Right? So yeah, I will be interested to see how this movie goes, because they've started casting, and the casting for the movie is really good. If you go take a look at the casting for the movie, wait till you see this. They got a guy who looks just like Chris. They got someone who looks pretty much just like Wesker, or close. The Jill Valentine looks like the original character model for Jill from back in the day. I was looking at it, I was like, wow. Like, this person who's actually making this movie actually cares about what he's doing. Like, it actually seems like there's attention to detail, and they're trying to make the movie good. And by the way, apparently this movie is going to span Resident Evil 1 and 2. I guess they felt if they just had a group in the mansion, it wouldn't be enough to hold up a whole movie. So it's actually going to be the mansion plus the invasion of Raccoon City with the zombies. So Leon Kennedy is going to be in it. Claire Redfield's going to be in it as well. Interesting. Give it a look. I think you guys are going to like what you see, because like I said, the casting looks really good. Now, does this mean the movie will be good? No. All I'm saying is that as an initial sign, this looks good. Like, it might actually be a pretty good movie. Especially if you're a fan of the old games, this might be right up your alley. Okay? Good stuff. Should I play Barry Burton? Maybe I should. Maybe I should be Barry Burton in the red vest. I'm fully, right now, I'm being very transparent. I am fully offering my availability and services to play Barry Burton in the upcoming Resident Evil movie. If they're interested, they can contact me. I have professional links where you can email me professionally about this, and I am open. I will open talks to become Barry Burton if you guys would like to see that. There you go. Okay, anyway. I got the vest. I can wear my own vest. They don't even need to provide wardrobe. All right. So that being said, that was pretty good news. The other news is I didn't even know about this. So you guys have known. Well, you guys have heard through people talking about it on my streams recently that apparently Microsoft claims that Sea of Thieves became this virally huge game with millions of users on a daily basis. I don't believe this at all. But what I will tell you is that I actually looked into a little bit about this, and I did not like what I found. All right? Sea of Thieves, in the last couple of years, has actually devolved into a toxic mess. As silly as that sounds, apparently what happened was there was this very dedicated community of people who were playing the game, and they were, you know, a lot of the people acted like pirates. There was actually people who would use puppets and stuff on a webcam and do, you know, play the game, and it was very interesting. The community of people who built this big community around Sea of Thieves. But then apparently, a couple big content creators / streamers decided to start playing Sea of Thieves and break apart some of the things the community built. So for example, what people would do is they would go to certain servers and they would take the server over and make it a safe place. Instead of having a place where people could just randomly join and have, oh, this ship now is a pirate ship, you could attack other people or whatever, they would basically make some kind of like safe space servers where people could be friendly to each other and basically could have a place to have safe grinding and stuff without people at any chance taking over your ship and stealing your loot and shit. Okay? So this is something that they did over the course of, what is it, 2 years, 2.5 years the games have been out? Well, apparently these big streamers went in there and said they didn't feel that that was in the spirit of the game. So they went in there and started bringing their own followers with them to the game and basically ripping apart everything these people had built up. Now, on the face value, you may say, well, that just may be a way to equalize, the game because it was weird that people made safe space servers and maybe they shouldn't have existed to begin with because they weren't in the spirit of pirates. So maybe this makes sense. But apparently what happened was the two sides now of the Sea of Thieves fan base became the core Sea of Thieves people from the start and the people who came in and got interested in the game when the big streamers started playing it. And now they become toxic cesspools where they're constantly attacking each other. People have been doxxed in real life and harassed in real life, gotten death threats over fucking Sea of Thieves. Over Sea of Thieves. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you noticed when I played the game. It sucked. The game... This game is so ridiculous. Like, why would you even... Sea of Thieves? This is what you're doing this over? If anything, I'm sorry. Alright. I hate to say it. This is definitely a sign of the human condition. Ladies and gentlemen, human beings, there's far too many of us to really... And there's too many of us who are protected in life and have nothing really to worry about, obviously. That we have turned Sea of Thieves, the most non-essential game release of the last probably 5 years, into something that's like a toxic debate where people are doxing each other and doing death threats. Are you out of your fucking minds? If it's not a competitive game, right? It's a game that is very, very much only a certain fan base would even be interested in it. The game sucked at launch and completely isolated half the players who didn't care about it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, definitely the game's gotten better over the years. I've heard there's been tons of updates that have made the game quite much improved from what it originally was. But when I hear this crazy shit is going on with Sea of Thieves, I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? You know what I mean? Like, what? I'm just lost. You would think the humans would have something better to do than obsess over Sea of Thieves to the point where you're actually, like, giving death threats to someone or doxing them on the internet and harassing them at their real-life jobs. But it's like, I guess not. I guess humans really are such miserable fucking creatures that they have nothing to do with their lives, and they actually think it's meaningful to do that to other humans over Sea of Thieves. I mean, you would think these people would look in the mirror and be like, my God, what kind of a grade A loser am I to do this? But the reason that this is actually a big deal is because apparently Rare, the game developers who made Sea of Thieves, do nothing about it. They just allow all this to happen. They allow people to harass each other in the game. They allow people to take over the safe space servers. They allow people to actually do disgusting slurs and things against each other. It's funny because they keep publicly stating they don't like that and it shouldn't happen, but apparently they've taken 0 steps to do anything. They even promote the big streamers who play the game and have basically turned the community toxic. They promote them. And the other people who are like, well, we're the day one supporters. We're the people who've been here forever. And we're the ones getting harassed. And why is Rare not doing anything about this? The other funny thing is, Microsoft just seems to be constantly saying good things about the game and don't address the issues. Apparently, these are huge issues in the actual Sea of Thieves community. And Microsoft acts like they don't exist and brushes it under the rug and says, oh, yeah, Sea of Thieves has a great user base. It's great. Look at all the people buying and playing the game. Like, yeah, but did you actually outline what happened with the game? The fact that there all this toxicity, people are apparently there were 4 or 5 major people who were the biggest content creators for the game, and they quit. They outright quit and said, we're not playing the game anymore because we don't support this behavior. Leaving the other streamers who were being toxic to be kind of the top people in the game, and so now people are like, what do we do? You know? So, all I know is this is what I'm reading from an article. If the article's wrong, then obviously I have no idea what I'm talking about. Well, I read an article about it, and this is what the article was saying. Holy shit. Maybe sometimes it's good to just ignore stuff like this and not be a part of it, because thank God I didn't get into the game and then be involved with it. Like, I don't have enough of this shit going on already with scumbags trying to mess with me. Can you imagine if I was in a community where everyone's doxing and threatening each other because they want to pretend to be a fucking pirate? It's like, Jesus H. Christ, what is going on with this fucking game? So, I'm glad I didn't get involved with it. Okay. Alright, guys. Let us now get to shout-outs. Alright? So, first of all, a few shout-outs from over the past day. Alright. Let's see here. It looks like Friendless had said that he had set up a background for the streams. I didn't get a chance to look at that, Friendless. During my day off and everything, I was super busy. If I get a chance later this week, I'll give it a look. He said he posted up on the fan art. I'd like to add that to my streams, but I didn't get a chance to look, and I'm sorry about that. It's not that I ignored it or didn't like it. I didn't even see it. Okay? Fantasy Star PG cheered during my break and said people complaining about Spider-Man's younger look forgot a similar situation happened with Square Enix changed Lara Croft's look in the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. You even mentioned it in the past how previously on the PS1 games Lara Croft was changed to look like Angelina Jolie. That's correct. If you remember, the original Tomb Raider games came out and Lara had a certain look to her. And then the movies came out. There were 2 Tomb Raider movies that were actually quite successful. It's funny because people always say, oh, video games movies suck. Actually, the Tomb Raider movies did really well back in the day. And so those 2 movies being popular, and all of a sudden, if you start looking at the games, they changed Lara Croft to look like Angelina Jolie. Like, no lie, she 100% was changed to look just like the actress. Okay? So, this has happened before. It's true. I'm not shocked that we have some very, very popular Spider-Man movies, as well as a Spider-Man in the Avengers movies in the MCU. And then now they decided to make Spider-Man in the new Spider-Man game look like the actor who plays him, Tom Holland. It's not shocking to me at all. They want it to seem more legit. They want it to have that tie-in. If you think that that's actually the same Spider-Man, maybe you're apt to buy the game when previously you ignored it, right? So, there you go. Golden Colts did a couple cheers during the last day. He said, I literally yeeted from 2nd to 4th place on the leaderboard these past few weeks. Feels bad. Well, you know why, Golden Colts. You know why? It's because these 2 people did 100,000-bit cheers at a time. Like I said, first it was Overpowered Boone, and now it's Big B Wolf. And it's pretty crazy. Again, I hope that those cheers are legit. Golden Colts cheered again. He says, Swaggins got edged off the board completely. Let me pay my respects to the omnipotent pimp. Yep. And, you know, what can you do about that? You know? Nothing, I guess. Someone who claimed they're Planet Jeff, who I know for a fact was not Planet Jeff, tipped me $2 during the break and said, you were born a human male, natural fixer, can't turn screws or hammer nails because you prefer to fix things quickly with silver sticky duct tape. Woohoo. Okay. Then Big Bad Buffoon tipped me $1 and said, is there any interest in playing Nickelodeon Kart Racing 2? Just came out on PS4 today. It's a unique arcade-style racing game where you can pick over 30 characters, including Rocco, Ren, Stimpy, Cadigan, the Rugrats gang, and even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It would add some variety. I have absolutely no plans on playing it. If for some reason it's actually figured out that the game's quite good or something and people really want to see me do it, then maybe I would consider it. But I don't think I'm going to be playing it. It doesn't sound like something that would be up my alley. Okay, also overnight, excuse me, overnight, Rob tipped me $5 and said testing. Yes, your tip did come through, Rob. although it actually gave, like, instead of saying Rob on Wheels, it actually gave your name. So whatever you used, Rob, to log in and tip is an account that has your name. You might want to look into that and see if there's a way to log in that doesn't have your full name. You see what I'm saying? Shane Moore tipped me $1 overnight as well. And said, will you check out the Disney collection that you bought for $5 last Christmas? Maybe eventually I would. I bought it because I wanted to see if there, if there's ever downtime and there's something different that I need to do to, maybe a few retro games. Really hasn't happened. There hasn't been much, desire for it yet. But thank you for the tip and the suggestion. We'll see. Okay. So now we actually get the contributions from the stream, so I can start updating the leaderboard. Okay. Our first cheer was from Jay Hawkwood today. He said, hello, Phil. Good morning, and God bless. Good morning to you, Jay Hawkwood. It's good to see you. Rob on Wheels did a 500-bit cheer, and he said, hope you're good, Phil, dude. Like I said, health-wise, I'm actually feeling much better. My ears seem to be to full capacity, which is good. The only thing I'm nervous about today is DMCA takedowns. Seriously, I'm nervous about false DMCA takedowns today because it happened on Monday. There seems to be no defense against it. Outside of that, I'm in a good mood. I'm ready for fun today. I'm looking forward to finishing Mario Galaxy, and I'm looking forward to some more Batman chill fun tonight. It's going to be a good day of streaming, guys. Thank you for the cheer. Biggest cheer of the day so far, Rob. Appreciate that. Wasteland Raider 1994 resale for 3 months. And he says, Phil, I hope you had a good day off. Looking forward to a good session of Mario, hopefully with no DMCA issues. I agree with you. Cold Zero V7 has tipped me $1.30. First tip of the day. He says, do you have any words of encouragement for your friend Wings? His grandmother died. If that is true, I'm very sorry to hear that, and my condolences go out to Wings. Obviously, losing a family member is an awful thing. I don't know anything about this family member, so I'm not going to comment whatsoever. I hope this is not a joke and someone would actually say something like that and not be true. But, again, my condolences. That's really awful news if it is true. I'm sad to hear that. Okay. Thank you for the first tip of the day. Honest Fan cheered and said, I thought you always said to be anonymous when it came to tipping. Is there a risk to trolls getting viewer info? Well, this is what I'm asking you guys today. Since I changed the process by which people tip, that you have to log in, I want people's info and feedback about this process, because I can tell you right now, people are tipping right now, and they're not using their real names. I'm not seeing their real names or info. I think what it is depending on how you log in, depending on what account you're logging in with, and how you go on that account, what's your nickname or your moniker on that account, that'll determine what's going to show on stream, you see, and what I can see. So, yeah, if people are going to tip, they might want to be careful. If you're using one account that has your real name attached to it or another account that doesn't, you might want to use the account that doesn't, all right? But please give me your feedback today, guys, on how this new system works. I want your feedback on how it goes, okay? Richie7 tipped me $4. That's the biggest tip of the day so far. Let's get Richie up on the leaderboard. Okay. And Richie asked the following. He says, a few weeks ago, hold on. Here we go. A few weeks ago, you said you're able to win a lot of the chargebacks. Is there no way for you to win the recent ones that you suspect are stolen credit cards? No, and in fact, if you actually paid attention to what I've been saying over the years, because this has now been 2-3 years that I've been doing this full time as a streamer, and I've seen different ways that people tip. What I said is as follows. If people are doing something in their own name, their own real PayPal account, their real credit card, and then they try to commit fraud, I usually win almost every time. The one time that was a major issue was years ago. Someone used a fake credit card or a stolen credit card, and it was hundreds of dollars in tips. This was around the time of King Tutankhamun, all right? And it wasn't Tutankhamun. It was somebody else using stolen info, and they basically got away with it. So here we are, and this person who's doing this to me now habitually every day is doing that method. They're using actual stolen credit card numbers, which is complete crime. It's huge fraud. They can go to jail for a long time for credit card fraud. All right? That's the situation right now. There's no, when it's legitimately a stolen credit card, there's not much I can do about it. All I can do, I can provide information to PayPal, but if it's legitimately a stolen credit card and the financial institution of the person who really owns the credit card says, yeah, this looks fake, there's nothing I can do about it. That's what I mean. This week, I'm not kidding. Over $1,700 in chargebacks I got this week from false transactions in the last month. And there's nothing I can do about that. Okay? Low Carb Madman tipped me $1.30 and says, looks like it works for me. Welcome back. Hope you had a decent day off. Thank you, Low Carb Madman, for the $1 tip. And look, you're right. It did go through, so everything looks good there. Thank you, Low Carb Madman. Blackmage C-Type resubscribed for 5 months in a row. 32 total. Thank you so much, Blackmage C-Type. Rob on Wheels did 100 bit cheers. The tipping worked fine for me. Yes, it did. But again, Rob, just to forewarn you, it did show you like your full name instead of Rob on Wheels, so you might want to look into that. Okay? X Monsoon Moon subscribed for 4 months. Thank you, X Monsoon Moon. That Dude Roz did a 200 bit cheer. Thank you very much, That Dude Roz. Then That Dude Roz did a 500 bit cheer. So thank you for the cheers this morning, That Dude Roz. Diocletian 60 did 100 bit cheers. Is Street Fighter up for Friday? Yes. We are absolutely doing Street Fighter this Friday night. By the way, someone in Stream Chat just said, oh, that $1,700 includes the fake $1,000 tip from Straight Cash Homie. No, that tip I already refunded. It's not that tip. It's in addition to that. If you're talking tips I refunded plus tips I got charged back for, I'm not kidding. It's probably about $3,000 this week. Yeah. All of a sudden, right? All of a sudden, these big cheers that are coming in don't seem so big when you find out that behind the scenes I'm actually getting this kind of, fraud done against me on a daily basis, right? I know, it's pretty fucked up. Okay. Let's continue. Richie7 tipped me another $1.30, and he said, tipping is working fine. It's just a one-click login. Yes, and Richie, like I said, for you, it's showing Richie7, which is the name you always went by. So it seems like whatever method you're using to log in is working well and protecting you from any issues. 672 just tipped me $6.72 and says, how much for you to get on that new FIFA 21? I'm not interested in it. I'm not. This summer was very odd. Normally the summertime would be a time when there's nothing going on in new releases at all. And I end up looking for filler content. This year, we had big new releases like Ghost of Tsushima and everything during the summer. So we didn't actually end up with that extended dead time looking for filler content. That's normally when I would be playing things like sports games. It didn't happen. So because of that, really no interest, and I'm already super booked and busy, so I'm probably not doing it. Dream Cream 84 did 100 bit cheers. Have a good time with the end game. This is one of the best Mario games in my opinion. I really enjoyed the playthrough, although I'll admit there is some wonkiness to the game. Sometimes the controls get weird because of the gravity element of the game. And definitely any part of the game that requires heavy motion control, like balancing on the balls and stuff, it could be pretty frustrating. All right? But outside of that, I really enjoyed the game, and I really like this better than the first time I played it because I took my time with it. So thank you guys who've been here for this playthrough. Captain Cox, what a name. Resub for 5 months. He said, hope you're good, Philly. Thank you. Doodly Dread tipped me $1. He says, hullabaloo, howdy do. Musty Prawns, Timbuktu. Yesly Bye, Hibbity Hoo, kick him in the dishpan. Hoo. Doodly Dread, you are ridiculous. Why would you make me say all of that? That's really disturbing. But anyway, thank you for the $1 tip. I appreciate that. Kick him in the dishpan. What the fuck's a dishpan? Anyway, Puzzle Inc. 94 also cheered. Thank you, Puzzle Inc. So, before we adjourn and get ready for gameplay here, let's do a shout out to the top cheers of the week. We currently have a tie for 9th place between Major Riot and Haseo X. In 8th place, we have Nin Star Room. We have a tie for 6th between Golden Colts and Jay Hawkwood. Wooback Baby is in 5th place. Dark Side Kenny is in 4th. Rob on Wheels is currently in 3rd place for the top cheer of the week. 2nd place is That Dude Roz. And with a small difference of about 299,300 bits between 1st and 2nd place, Big B Wolf in 1st place with 300,000 bits of cheering this week so far. Thank you, Big B Wolf, for that insanely overwhelming support. Hopefully it's real. So That Dude Roz, you only have to cheer 299,301 bits if you would like to get into 1st place for this week. I'm just saying. The option's available to you. Okay, then. Also, thank you to those. Oh, there you go. That Dude Roz just did another 300-bit cheer, so he's well on his way. Only 299,001 bits needed now to become 1st place. Very nice. Okay. Shout out to the people who have gifted subscriptions to the channel so far this week, including Super Bat Cat, Kyle, Jalapeno, Milk, and Alcoholic Mormon. Thank you guys for that. One final shout out to Spawn Killer, who tipped me $1 and says, You think you'll go back to Minecraft? Or when do I think I'll go back to Minecraft? I don't know. Right now, it's not really on my agenda. I'm being honest. Minecraft, I haven't played it in 3 months. And honestly, it doesn't seem like people really missed it that much. People seem to be happy with what I'm doing and want me to do more of things like Fall Guys. And I agree that those things are kind of more interesting. I think Minecraft was fun as a place to chill and just talk while we played a game, but it wasn't really riveting gameplay anymore. You know what I mean? Like, the first year was really great, and then this last year was kind of like more just building projects and the like. But even Papa Vera, Mr. Papa Vera, who's the person who was my go-to guy to do co-op and help me with projects, even he hasn't played Minecraft and says he's kind of hit the wall and isn't interested in it anymore. So I'm not saying I'm never going back to it. I'm just saying for now, I'm not really interested. But maybe I would eventually, but it's not in the near future. Okay, it's not in the cards for that. Fair enough? Alright. Alright, guys. Thank you. Let's take a quick break for me to use the restroom. When I come back, it's the conclusion of Super Mario Galaxy. I hope you will enjoy the stream. Thank you for the support so far. I'll be right back.